There's a lot of great things happening at Tennessee Athletics.
I believe this city is going to be upside down tonight.
Season-long party continues at Rocky Top.
Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of your favorite sports podcast. Today we've got an absolute dominant competitor in the pool. She is a 2020 Tokyo Olympian for Ireland who brought home the 2021 SEC Female Freshman Swimmer of the Year honor during her first season on Rocky Top. Fast forward to now, she qualified for the 2024 Paris Olympics following an outstanding junior year at Tennessee, which included sweeping both breaststroke events at SECs and earning the NCAA runner-up title in the 100 breast at the 2023 NCAA Championships, touching the wall with a program best 57.16 seconds. She also just has the best heart and loves dogs just as much, if not more, than humans. Please welcome to the Everything Orange podcast, Mona McSherry. Mona McSherry, thank you so much for coming on the podcast today and talking with me.
Thank you so much for having me.
So first, let's talk a little bit about your background because you're from Ireland and that's where you grew up. So talk to me about your family and your background with swimming and just kind of how you grew up.
Yeah, I grew up in a small town in the west coast of Ireland, so I look out at the sea over to America, but my little village is about 800 people, so really small, really close-knit community, which I loved. I loved growing up there. I'm pretty close with my family. I grew up with one brother, one sister, both younger than me. My family's really close. We do a lot together. We live on a farm, and my dad has his own little business, but yeah, we do a lot together.
Your family, like you said, is really close, and like one of the things that you guys enjoy doing together when you're all home is cooking in the kitchen, right?
Yeah, I love good food, and my mom is an excellent cook, so I grew up with just the best homemade meals every day. And even going home now, that's probably one of my favorite things to do is just sit around the table and eat. We have the McSherry Waffle Sunday, which is every Sunday morning we'll usually eat waffles together as a whole family, which I really enjoy. And I have them here too, but it's me and Luna.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Yeah.
So your family is really close, and growing up, you guys used to watch this reality TV show together that your family ended up starring on. Can you tell me a little bit more about what that was?
Yeah, so it's called Ireland's Fittest Family. So as you guessed, families up against each other to see who's the fittest. And yeah, we used to love watching it every Sunday together and kind of discuss the idea of maybe going on to it one day. We're a pretty active family, so we do good. We're very competitive. And then once my brother turned 14, we entered and we were going to do it that year, but just with swimming, I always have stuff going on in the summer, so it never worked out. And then eventually one summer in 2019, they kept kind of reaching out to us every year and they were like, you know what? Yeah, let's do it this year. I don't have anything going on. Let's give it a go. And so we ended up competing in it, had a great time, and we won. So I guess
the best part of the story.
Yeah, no, it was great. So 2019, we are Ireland's Fittest Family.
I'm actually emotional, and I'm not an emotional person at all. That was just incredible.
Jeez, we just won Ireland's Fittest Family.
Very, very happy. It's a great feeling. Kind of lost for words.
Winning Ireland's Fittest Family is just amazing.
I'm delighted really for my kids. They pushed us through this the whole of the way. So it was lovely just to get up on top of that.
McSherry's, I'm not going to call you that anymore. You are now the champions of Ireland's Fittest Family 2019.
Funny. You won like $15,000 too, so how did you guys decide what to do with that money?
Yeah, well, my parents were, awesome. There's three of us, three siblings, so they were like $5,000 each, and we all split it up, and I just put mine into my savings. I probably spent
so
some
responsible.
of it,
Yeah. That's so funny. So growing up by the water and swimming with your siblings and training with your brother, when you got really serious with it, there really weren't any Irish role models for you to look up to. So how did you decide for yourself that I'm going to be the role model that I've always wanted to see in other women?
I think it just kind of happened automatically in a way. Like I just kind of kept progressing and seeing new heights that I wanted to reach and then getting there. But it definitely was harder at the start, maybe not feeling like going to junior meets and feeling like I was just there as a filler for the meet, like traveling and kind of feeling like, oh, it's just Ireland. They're not that good, whatever. But then kind of putting myself in a position where I was winning European medals or getting into finals and like winning gold at World Juniors in Indianapolis, like all these were things that like I probably wouldn't have thought were possible when I was 12 or 13, but kind of just then it happened. And it was really nice. It's nice even now to be able to like, I guess, be a representation for the younger ones coming up and have them be able to look up to that in a way.
When did it click for you? Was it a certain competition that you realized, okay, I can do this and I can reach these really incredible goals of mine?
I think I got a taste for traveling internationally and competing when I was 13. I went to Canadian nationals, summer nationals with the Irish team, and that was my first ever trip. I wasn't even on the Irish squad yet. They just kind of selected me and brought me along, and I experienced that and thought it was a lot of fun. Before that, I'd just really been competing at national meets and like levels lower than that, and it was just really a hobby. But then getting to experience traveling to a meet like that kind of set aside that maybe this could be something I could like push a little further and travel and maybe go to the Olympics. And so it kind of just set that dream going.
And your brother, you train with him all the time, and your really tiny club back at home, and that's a really big part of who you are and the family that you then wanted to see whenever you decided to go to college. So what stood out to you about Tennessee and wanting to come here and be a part of this volunteer family?
Yeah, I mean, that was definitely one of the major things I was looking for when like being recruited, was feeling like they cared about me as a person and not just a swimmer or a point scorer or whatever. And I felt that from the moment I spoke with Matt. He was the first point of contact I had, and the first call that we were on, he just kept asking me loads of questions about things I like to do and like, how's Ireland? And it was less about, oh, you're really fast, which I liked because this is a place that I want to be able to call home, and I do call home, and I didn't want to move away from my family so far away and then like struggle because I felt like I didn't have a connection here. But Tennessee was just amazing, and even when I came on my official visit, it just felt like home immediately. I just had that gut feeling that I was like, this is the right place for me.
I feel like that's one of Matt's biggest strengths, is that he looks at you as the person and the individual. I mean, for people who don't know, I did videography for the swim team last season, and whenever I would see him, he just had the warmest smile on his face and the biggest hug, and it was less about me coming there to do my job, but just seeing me and being happy to see me. So I feel I have a small taste of what you experienced with him, I'm sure.
Yeah, no, it's honestly amazing. Like, I knew, like you said, I grew up in a small club. My coach was basically coaching me, my brother, and my best friend, and that was it. So it was a lot of one-on-one, a lot of like intense, like we kind of knew everything about each other. And I just love that close-knit community, and I feel like here I have that, but on a larger scale. There's more coaches, there's more athletes, but it still feels the same. You still get that one-on-one, and you still create really great connections with people.
So then you come all the way across the pond to Knoxville to start your freshman year, and you had a heck of a debut. I mean, you medaled at SECs and NCAAs, earning 6 All-American honors, and then you brought home the 2021 SEC Female Freshman Swimmer of the Year. All of that happened in your freshman year, and then you qualified to go to Tokyo and compete in the Olympics. What was that year like for you, just being on such a high?
Oh, it was unbelievable. I think I came in with so much new things going on that I was kind of just trying to ride that, and almost riding a little confusion too, because everything is new.
Figuring it out.
You're in a
as
new
you
country,
go.
and you. But it was honestly just amazing, and I think I just tried to kind of carry that through the whole season. Like, I swam so well short course yards, which I think was because I've never raced short course yards before, so I had no expectations going in. I was just like, let's see how it goes. See where it goes. Yeah, I mean, the first couple of meets, you kept PBing, and then like after that, when I raced in a suit, it was faster again. So it was just so fun to kind of put the blinders on almost and not be like, oh, I've gone this time before. It was just racing.
Yeah.
And then to be able to carry that into qualifying for the Olympics, my first Olympics, was just unbelievable. And I think that year set me up so well to be able to do that. And I mean, I put in so much hard work the years leading up to that year, but it really just pulled it all together.
So then, after riding that really big high, you came back for your sophomore season, and this was a turning point for you, but I think an important one that you went through. Can you talk a little bit about your experience and what you went through your sophomore year?
Yeah, I think it's funny because we had, as the Irish team, we had a lot of meetings where they discussed the low you were going to feel after the Olympic cycle.
Okay.
And I remember my response being, I'm going to be so busy. I'm getting straight back into school and college. I'm going to be fine. I don't have time to feel low. Like that's exactly what I thought. But I definitely, looking back now, realize I probably did not take enough time to just kind of come down after the Olympics. And so that sophomore year was kind of hard for me. And I think I didn't really realize until the summer of 22 how down I was going. It just kept going down, and I don't think you really realize until you hit rock bottom that you're there. And so it was just tough because I got to a place where I really felt like I hated the sport. I did not enjoy swimming anymore. I would go to the pool and get through the set as fast as possible with zero connection to anyone around me and then leave. And that was really hard because swimming has always been the most important thing in my life. And I know that people say not to think of yourself swimmer first, but it is. It's a huge part of my life. And I've made a lot of decisions around it. And so to be in a place where this really big thing was bringing me so much unhappiness was really hard. And so it just kind of came to a point that summer before I had to race at Europeans where I was like, I don't know if I want to do this anymore. Right. And I actually remember it was a Sunday morning. I woke up. I was living by myself because my roommates were gone for the summer, and I just had my dog Luna. But I remember waking up and I just started crying. And I called my friends from back home, and we were talking, and they were great because they were helping me to try and figure out why I was so sad. Right. Because I'm just crying.
Right. Once you get through that first cry, they're like, okay, now we can talk.
I don't know what's wrong. But it was great, and we kind of just realized, I guess I realized that something had to change. But I finished that season, went to Europeans, kind of just swam Europeans, had set my mind on doing it. Right. So I was like, I'm gonna finish it.
Yes.
I'm
see
not,
it through.
Yeah, exactly. And then, but kind of had to do a full reset after that and figure out do I want to keep swimming? Do I want to be done? Something has to change. And so that was a tough season.
Was it a conversation with a coach, with your parents, with a friend, or just something that you had to switch mentally to reset and put yourself in a better position to try to enjoy swimming again? And then ultimately, you did.
Yeah. I think it's a bit of both. I have to make the decision to change, which was probably the hardest part because I'd gone for so long kind of lying to myself and just going through the motions. But I would say the facilitation from Matt Kredich and coaches and friends and family, it really helped because it's so much easier to talk about it. And just kind of say the things out loud and hear what they have to say back if they have anything to say. But even just having someone there to listen is so helpful. But yeah, when I spoke with Matt, we kind of just realized that I had to make a change, more so in training than competition, because that's the day-to-day thing that I just wasn't enjoying, and then figure out a way to enjoy it better. And if that works out, then maybe there's more years in me. If not, then I kind of just have to decide that swimming might be done.
So then you go into your junior season with a fresh mindset. How long did it take you into your junior season before you felt like yourself again?
It probably took a month or two of really hard, trying to be open and and chatty, and because I'm really introverted, so especially if I'm not having a good day or I don't want to be there, I'm just hiding. But I tried really hard to kind of make connections with people, and I love the way we kind of changed the way we do things every year training wise, and this year we did kind of a sprint group and a middle distance, long distance group. And it was a smaller group of people, and I just found it easier that year to connect then really closely with these people, which I did, and just had an amazing year. Took all the pressure off. I mean, there was, at the point where I started the season, I didn't know yet that I was able to qualify that summer for the Olympics, so I just there was no plans for that season. It was just going to be a year of swimming, and that was it. No goals, no pressure, and so that's kind of how I started it, and just really enjoyed it.
Yeah, and because you removed all that pressure from yourself, and then you were able to find that love and joy for the sport again. I think your story is so important for other athletes and just, at any level to hear, because I don't think it's talked about enough, and it's not normalized, especially when you go throughout your whole childhood up until high school, and it's always just this exciting, fun time. You're being recruited. You're going to go to college and play. Like, you're going to be a collegiate athlete. And then you get here, and you have the pressures of school and practice and performing, and you feel like you have the weight of the world on your shoulders, but nobody wants to talk about it. No one wants to normalize it. So I really feel like I'm very thankful that you shared your story, and I really feel like a lot of people are going to relate to it. I know it's not easy to talk about, but it's amazing, and I think that it should be celebrated.
Thank you.
I'm done with my spiel. So then you go into your junior season, and you have so much success at SECs, at NCAAs. You sweep in the 100 and the 200 breast, and then at NCAAs, you're runner-up in the 100 breast, and you have a program record 4th place in the 200 breast. To go through what you went through sophomore year, and then to have a heck of a junior season, what did that mean to you?
Yeah, I mean, it was unbelievable, really. I think taking all that pressure off and really relaxing just let me catapult into an awesome college season, which then ran into a great long course summer season as well. So I couldn't really be happier. And I think knowing that I was swimming for the team and kind of just relaxing a little bit, but knowing that I had the ability and done all that hard work really just kind of all came together.
When I learned about your story, I saw it on Instagram, and you had posted over the summer that starting from this season unsure of whether I even wanted to continue swimming, to ending it wondering how I could ever give up the sport. You got Olympic qualifications. You're going to Paris in 2024. World Champs final, and it was in the 100 that you qualified, and you're hoping to also qualify in the 200. And then you were a 3-time Euro U23 champion. It was a monumental moment for you that I think, like you said, catapulted you through the rest of the year. And it's just so exciting to see all of your hard work pay off.
Yeah, no, definitely. And I mean, I think now that I have a couple of seasons of racing under my belt, I can definitely see that sport in general is like that. You're going to have some years that are just unbelievably amazing, and then other years that are more like what I would like to call building years. You build and you might not get so much faster, but then you just gotta wait, and the next season you might just be unbelievable, because I think it all just came together at the right time for me. And to be able to qualify this early for the Olympics and just now be able to put in some hard work and confidently know that I'm in a place where I'm going to compete there.
Yeah.
That's next summer.
It's incredible.
Yeah, it's awesome, and that's really exciting.
Joetta Clark-Diggs spoke at the Lady Vol Summit, Leadership Summit on last Monday night, and she had in her speech, she talked about patience and how she didn't get her best time until at the very end of her career. So it's learning to be patient and let the sport play out for you and your career, because good things are going to come if you continue the hard work. So I think that's a testament to your story, and it's pretty amazing.
Yeah, no, definitely. And I think hearing that shows that it's not just me, it's other athletes too are seeing the same thing. And I think it's so hard when you're in the moment, because you put in a lot of work day in, day out, and you want to always see success, and you want to always see progression. And I think sometimes it's just not as linear as you want it to be, but that's the same for everyone.
Yeah.
And we just kind of have to remember that.
So you went to Tokyo summer of 21. Now you're going back to Paris. What are you most looking forward to, having gone through one Olympic Games already?
I think, honestly, the most exciting thing about Paris is that I'm going to have a lot of family members and friends there to support. Tokyo was amazing, but in my plan, my long schedule, it was always the preparation Olympics. 2024 is where I knew I was gonna
be serious.
this is the one. And that's not to put more pressure on myself, but I have experienced it all now. I've been there, and I swam well at the last Olympics, and so now I know I can do it, and I can build on that. And just knowing that I'm gonna have family and friends in the crowd. I mean, it was scary, because I had people texting me and calling me, telling me they got tickets before I'd even qualified.
Oh,
and I was like,
you're like, yo, chill.
Calm
Wait a
down.
second. I have to qualify first.
Yeah, but that didn't last too long.
Yeah.
So I got the time, and we're all good now. So I'm really excited, and I think my family is excited too.
Oh, I'm sure they are. How close to Paris is Ireland? I don't know the Europe.
It's pretty
country
close.
level.
I think
Okay.
it's like a 2-hour flight, so it wouldn't be bad.
my gosh.
They're considering possibly driving or flying.
Okay.
We don't
Make
know
a little
yet.
road trip out of it.
Yes,
Very
exactly.
fun. Yeah, get the whole family in the car together, and they have like Mona on the back
know.
window, like go for the gold. That is so exciting.
Yeah, I feel like my poor siblings are like, oh my gosh, another summer holiday that involves watching my sister race.
I think that one of the most elite clubs that someone can be a part of is going to the Olympics because everybody has the tattoo, and you have the tattoo too. I've seen it. Show them. Yes, I think that is literally one of the most elite clubs to be a part of, and I wish more than anything I could, but I never will. Are you gonna get a second one for Paris, or is this just like
No, I might add
encapsulating
to
all?
it.
Ooh, what are
Like
we thinking?
I don't know. I've seen people do where like the Olympic number, so whatever Olympics it was, they do that
Okay.
one and then the other one. So I could
Okay.
add like Tokyo and then also Paris there.
Okay,
so that
the
I've been to
year
too.
of it on
Yeah.
it. Okay, very cool.
We'll see.
Yeah, no,
You
I
know-
love it.
Yeah, it's funny though because I actually get a lot of people who ask me if I am trying to go to the Olympics or just a fan of the Olympics when they see the ring.
You're kidding me.
Yeah, and I get so confused. I'm like, how do you not know that that's only allowed if
No,
you go?
I can't just roll up to a tattoo shop and
know.
ask for the rings. Like, are you kidding me?
You need proof that I went.
you need the hard proof. You need to show them the stats, show them that you
know.
competed. That is so funny. I've never heard that before.
It's
Just
crazy.
a really big fan. I love the Olympics.
Yeah, I watch it every 4 years.
Seriously. That is so funny. After Paris, is the next one in LA? Is that a goal of yours? Is that too far down the line for you?
That's probably too far right now. That's a big commitment, 4 years.
It
Like
is.
I committed to 24
Okay.
when I was 13. So
Okay.
like that was always in the books.
Wait, you said 13?
Yeah,
Wow.
well, I guess I don't know, when I sat down with my coach from home, we kind of
Yeah.
like set it out and she was like, "Yeah, look, 21 is going to be like you qualify and you get your experience and then 2024 you're going to be ready to go."
Wow.
So that's kind of I've had this plan for
like this 10-year plan. You've
yeah,
had it set in
yeah.
stone for a while.
I know, yeah.
That's awesome. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Because you have other interests, other passions. Which, speaking of, we have a guest here with us today.
Yes.
Do we want to show everybody who's in the studio with us?
She's patiently waiting.
She has been, you guys. She's been crawling around and jumping on Mona to give her some attention.
Can I sit her on my lap?
Yes, of course you can. It's not even a question. Luna! Can you wiggle up?
Yeah.
There we go.
She's like,
Oh my goodness. She's like, all the bright lights. This is my moment. Oh my goodness. Everybody, meet Luna McSherry. She's absolutely precious. 2 years old, right?
6.
What? You've had her for 2 years.
Yes.
That's the story. I was like, she's the sweet little puppy. No. She's a fully grown woman, dog.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Tell the story about how you kind of adopted her and wanted to get her.
Yeah, I mean, I remember coming here freshman year, and you can ask any of the girls in my class, but the minute I'm moving out of the dorms, I'm getting a dog. I'm getting a
That
dog.
was it.
I said it all the time, and then with the way it worked out, it didn't happen until January my sophomore year.
Okay.
But yeah, I came back. I went home for Christmas, came back, and immediately went to the shelter, was checking it out, and I actually looked at another dog, and he was so sweet. Kind of looked like Luna, but about double her size.
Oh.
And yeah, and I was like, this is a bit much for me. I need something a little smaller.
Mm-hmm.
And so the lady was like, I think I know one. And so she brought Luna back, and I brought her for a walk, and just kind of, I don't even want to say I did fall in love with her immediately, but it was also such a scary. Do you want to talk?
She's like, I want to take a nap right here.
She's like, I am so sick of your things, Mom. But yeah, I got her and never looked back. And I think the fact that I got her at a time when swimming was tough for me, it was also tough because I had a new dog and I was trying to figure out things with her. And so there was a lot of stressful things going on. And I think that also came into play when I was unhappy. I couldn't decide if I was just stressed because of the dog or if I was unhappy because of swimming.
Right.
Now looking back, I feel like the dog saved me.
Yeah.
But I love her so much.
And you said that you rescued her here in town, right? You have a passion for animal rescue and something that you might want to go into after you finish your career in the pool.
Yes. I don't know. I mean, we've always grown up adopting dogs. Like, I don't think we've ever bought a dog at home, and I'm not against, like, ethical breeder, that's fine, whatever. But I think I just have had so many amazing experiences with adopting dogs throughout my life that I'm just such a huge advocate for it. And I see so many sad dogs in shelters that I would love for that to be my job. I think I would be really fulfilled working with rescue dogs. After having Luna, I've realized that I also kind of enjoy training dogs. And working through that process. I'm nowhere near like amazing. Luna's really good. She picks up stuff fast, which just goes to show. I mean, she's a rescue dog and she's 6, so she's still figuring stuff out. But I think even being able to combine the idea of a rescue shelter and then maybe training some dogs that could become service dogs would be really fun. But that's kind of where I'd like to go down the track after swimming is done.
So Mona, my last question for you before I let you and Luna get out of here is when you sing Rocky Top, do you woo?
Yes. Yes, I do.
Resoundingly. Of course I do.
Of course.
Because you guys sing it at the pool, like after every win.
Yeah.
And everyone
I feel
woos
like
at
it's
the
an
pool.
automatic.
Yes.
Because I obviously only learned it when I got here. It took me a couple of months.
That's true.
You're
like, what is this?
I feel like I learned that together. It only comes with the woo.
Yes. And now, does Luna woo when she sings Rocky Top, or does she bark? Does she howl?
Do you make any sounds?
Does she ever? She is?
No. She barks.
You're like, no, she barks plenty at home.
Yeah, she's just shy right now.
She's shy.
She probably would woo.
I think she's a wooer. She gives me woo vibes.
Yeah. What do you think? That's a yes.
That's a yes. Amazing. Well, Mona, thank you so much for getting on the podcast and talking with me. This was so much fun. And I loved having Luna with us too. She was a big bonus.
Yes. Thank you for having us.
Thanks so much for listening to this episode of Everything Orange. As always, be sure to follow us on all of our Vol Sports platforms so you don't miss out on a single update. But before we let you go, here's a look at everything going on with Tennessee athletics. Starting with today, women's tennis starts their 4-day ITA All-American Championships in Cary, North Carolina. And then we've got the Lady Vol soccer team here taking on the Kentucky Wildcats at 7 p.m. in Regal Soccer Stadium. Then tomorrow, our swimming and diving team starts their season off with a meet against UNC Wilmington on the road tomorrow at 2 p.m. Then on Saturday, the Vols sadly have their bye weekend, so no Tennessee football for us this weekend, but we've got some awesome fall ball softball games to fill up your Tennessee Sports Cup instead. The Lady Vols take on Carson Newman at noon, followed by Georgia State at 5 p.m. in Sherry Parker Lee Stadium. Then on Sunday, we have more Lady Vol action to enjoy on campus. Fall ball softball continues with another game against Charlotte at Sherry Parker Lee at 1, while in Thompson Bowling Arena at Food City Center, the volleyball team takes on LSU also at 1. Then in Baton Rouge, the Lady Vol soccer team takes on the Tigers at 5 p.m. Eastern. Lastly, on Monday and Tuesday, the women's golf team competes in the Ruth's Chris Tar Heel Invitational in Raleigh, North Carolina. Well, that's a wrap on Rocky Top. Tune in next Thursday for another episode of Everything Orange. Bye, y'all.